getting Jeremiah Love at the number 9 slot. So Kenneth Walker will be going to the Kansas City Chiefs, solidifying their backfield.
Okay, I love that, Schefter. Way to go. Hey, thank you, Schefter.
Put one on the board.
Now he's back at it, by the way. Now he's back at it. Okay, so Kenneth Walker signs with the Kansas City Chiefs, obviously.
Yeah.
Let's go to the free agency fun zone. Schregs, how come the Chiefs are in on everybody that's cool? Super Bowl MVP is heading to the Chiefs. It feels like this is a repeat story.
Well, we also saw that Travis Kelce is likely coming back, which is great news as well. That's the rumors here. But Kenneth Walker, he had a market. This is a guy who had a market with various teams, but they focused in on the Kansas City Chiefs. His agent, David Cantor, got him right before the playoff run. Think about that. He fired his agent right before the playoff run, signs with a new agent, goes on and has that incredible tear, goes and wins Super Bowl MVP, and he had his choices. The numbers will be coming in shortly. They will be very strong. Strong enough where it was worth leaving the Seattle Seahawks to go to the Kansas City Chiefs. Big addition from Brett Veach, who, if you remember, went and did a big signing with Sammy Watkins a few years back, which really got things going for the Chiefs and that dynasty.
Schregs, I love that. Dano, tell me a little bit about what this could do for Patrick Mahomes. Nobody's really talking about Patrick Mahomes. I just saw him post some photos. Travis Kelce coming back into the world. Nobody's really talking about the Chiefs being who the Chiefs is. Sportsbooks still have them at the 5th best odds because I think they have respect. But whenever you talk about general football convo in the AFC, they're not really talking about. Does this change that, you think? Is this an Andy Reid weapon that could change everything for him, Dano?
100%. The slide of the Chiefs offense over the last 2 or 3 years is directly correlated to them not being able to run the football really at all. Last year, they were the only team in the NFL to not have a back average more than 4 yards per carry. And they had a back have 1 carry for more than 20 yards. So this was a throw it at all cost football team. Now you're looking at a Kansas City offense that Eric Bieniemy's back. They want to get more 50-50 balanced, 60-40 balanced. We'll see what Patrick's health is coming off of the ACL. Maybe they'll have to be a little bit more reliant on running the football early on. And so this is kind of the trend in the wave of the NFL of exactly kind of, how offense has to get played. You got to be able to run the football. Kansas City has not been able to the last 2 years. So this is a really important signing. Also means they don't think Jeremiah Love, back from Notre Dame, is going to get to the number 9 pick.
Well, Jeremiah ran a 4.3, and then he did all the workouts and all the drills, and he is outrageous, obviously. You need a good run game. Tone, what are the Chiefs looking like from the sportsbooks perspective?
So, we just mentioned the Ravens, who are now tied with the Buffalo Bills for the best odds to win the AFC. Right behind them are the Kansas City Chiefs. So, while, yes, the Chiefs are being quiet right now because they had one of their worst seasons that they've had in over a decade, as far as like us and media and people talking about them, the sportsbooks still believe that the Chiefs are one of the 3 best teams in the AFC. They're tied for 5th as far as odds are concerned to win the Super Bowl.
We met Schneider. He can't throw a football for shit, but the guy can build a football team.
Yes.
Him moving on from Kenneth Walker, we were all like, that sucks. Super Bowl MVP. He just came on late because Charbonnet got injured. They're assuming that Charbonnet is going to be able to be back into what he was. But we watched Kenneth Walker at Michigan State. Feels like every time Kenneth Walker gets the ball, he's doing something with it, like legitimately. Since I've known of his existence, every time I've seen him have a football, he's been doing something with it. So for him to win a Super Bowl MVP and then be up, good for him. But Schneider had to make a tough decision, kind of letting him go, and Andy Reid and Veach were just waiting for it, I guess.
Well, and just talk about a culture guy. Like, you're getting somebody who goes in and knows what it takes to win a Super Bowl. And when you talk about just his numbers in general because of the Charbonnet thing, there's a good 6-week run where a running joke on the internet was how Kenneth Walker would get every single yard down to the goal line, and then Charbonnet would basically take it home. So for the Chiefs to get him, that's massive. And now, we mentioned Jeremiah Love. They have the 9th pick. They can get one of the top O-linemen. The O-line has been a big question for them over the past few years, especially after trading Joe Thuney to the Bears. So them being able to then focus on that during the draft is even bigger for that team.
The draft should be bananas. We cannot wait to be in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania for all of that. It's going to be special time, special night. And a lot of these teams are at the top, have a lot of money, So what does the draft look like after this free agency spending period? To be honest, it's been kind of quiet. I don't know if you guys saw, Pelissero reported that in the last league meetings, there was a vote the Pittsburgh Steelers, I believe, put together where they could have an hour where they could talk to some of these free agents that they were looking to sign. In the past, it was just the agents. And you didn't even talk to the player before giving them $100 million, $200 million. Now there's something going on where you to get an hour to talk to 5 different free agent prospects. So I wondered if that was going to slow down the free agency frenzy at noon because guys that were supposed to get massive bags, let's go ahead and do a double check and then roll it into hour 2, maybe even hour 3, which we will certainly be here for. Tom Pelissero, subtle but significant change when the NFL's free agent negotiating window opens on Monday. For the first time, clubs may conduct 1 video or phone call, maximum 1 hour without 5 free agents. So these guys that they used to just give money to without even knowing, just being told by their agents and other thing, now they're getting a chance to chat with them. This feels smart.
Yes.
Yeah.
This feels like a smart move. That's why the Alec Pierce deal is so easy to make happen. The Kenneth Walker deal, I assume, is easy because that was given earlier than that combine to get a chance to chat and kind of learn about it. It's a crazy. Last year's free agency frenzy, this is before they were even allowed to talk to guys, okay? Not even allowed to have a hello with these guys. $2.84 billion in contracts was given. Yeah. That's Monday through Wednesday, last year's free agency frenzy. D-line won today, which is kind of an indicator of what the league is. You need 4 ones up front, so the D-line going to get paid $862 million last year. Secondary, $804 million.
Hey,
Okay.
Hey, DBs.
All right.
Need them.
I like
another
that.
corner's got a bag.
Who's that?
Trent McDuffie.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, he did.
Yeah,
He just
reset the
became the
market.
highest, I heard, $31 million. Trent McDuffie gets traded, and then he becomes the highest paid corner in history at $31 million a year. There was also a corner down in Jacksonville that just got paid earlier today.
Buster Brown.
Buster
Yeah.
Brown got
Brown.
paid.
Monteric Brown.
It does feel like D-line, DBs, if you can buy them and get them, you certainly try to do that. It has become a trend of the free agency frenzy.
Yeah, absolutely. If you look at the Rams, they kind of went DB by committee. They play a bunch of zone coverage, only rush with 4, so you needed kind of, but that kind of exposed them. Late in the end, Sam Darnold took advantage of it in that NFC Championship game, just kind of finding holes. So now you have a guy, Trent McDuffie, who can kind of probably get you over that hump. He can play man. He can match up with number 1 receivers, whether they're on the outside or on the inside. He's a tough guy. You talk about Kenneth Walker having that culture and know what it wins takes to win a championship. Trent won 2, and now he's going over to the Rams and hopefully get them to the promised land again.
Let's talk about another corner. Stokes just renegotiated a new deal with the Raiders. He's getting $30 million as well. Not a year, but he's getting a $30 million, 3-year, $30 million deal with $20 million guaranteed, says Ian Rappaport of NFL Network, which is also
Wait a minute.
ESPN, I think.
Yeah, uniting houses.
Oh, yeah, coming together. Did you even see Schefter quote tweeted?
Yeah,
did.
interesting. And,
Wow.
just a outright retweet,
Yeah,
nonetheless.
they put their swords aside
Yeah, they did.
and said, hey, we can maybe go ahead and do this thing. So another corner gets paid. I think there's a lot of names potentially that we're not going to know that are going to get paid, which leads me to go back to the free agency fund zone. Schrags, a lot of money to go. Not a lot of names that we're going to find out. A lot of wealthy, unknown folks seemingly going to be a storyline of this free agency frenzy.
Yeah, look, this is it. The salary cap went, Pat, from 280 to 301 million, and there are not dazzling names all over at every position group, but teams have to spend the money. So there will be guys who you look at and you say, what? I think Alec Pierce raised eyebrows. I think when Kenneth Walker's number comes in, it'll raise eyebrows. There are several that are going to go today, and you're going to be surprised by how much money they're making. Throw that out the window. Realize that teams have to spend the money, and they want to do so to fill out their team and hit that salary cap number. A lot of names are being in my phone right now. I know Adam's on it as well. I would expect Mike Evans in the next hour or so to announce where he is going, whether he goes back to Tampa or explores a new option for the final chapter of his career.